In the next few minutes, you'll see real footage that has puzzled thousands of people around the world. A cop pulls over a car during a routine stop and discovers something terrifying in the back seat. A young woman disappears for 2 days, then is found under circumstances no one can explain. But the last clip is the strangest of all, and what happened in it remains unexplained to this day. Watch till the end and let me know which clip scared you the most. The next video was filmed in New Mexico. While patrolling the highway on a routine shift, an officer suddenly noticed something odd. The car ahead of him was moving strangely, swerving between lanes dangerously, as if the driver had lost control or was trying to hide something. The officer followed for several seconds before signaling the driver to pull over immediately. What the officer didn't know at that moment was that he was about to uncover one of the most disturbing cases of his career. At that exact moment, while talking to the driver, he glanced quickly into the back seat. He noticed several children there, but what struck him most was the clear fear on their faces. They avoided looking at him, as if afraid to say a word or even move. The officer tried talking to one of the girls and asked if she was okay, but she refused to answer at all, staring down as if afraid the driver would hear her say anything. At this point, the officer started sensing this situation was far more serious than he expected. He asked the driver to step out of the car so he could get to the bottom of things. The man tried to appear calm, but grew visibly more tense with every question. The man's answer was strange. He claimed the children were just his friends and he was taking them on a trip. But the story wasn't convincing at all. The officer, realizing how serious the situation was, went back to the car to talk to the children away from the man. He began asking them how they knew him, and the fear on their faces remained clear. Police later uncovered disturbing details. The man's name was Jeremy, and he turned out to be a real criminal. He had abused the children multiple times, and this abuse had continued for nearly 2 years. The case shocked everyone because of the scale of the crimes committed against them. In 2024, the court sentenced him to 40 years in prison, closing one of the most horrific cases ever uncovered by a routine traffic stop. In 2021, a group of young men were driving through a remote area late at night. While driving, they noticed something frightening on the side of the road, a woman moving in a very strange way, walking slowly then suddenly stopping, as if lost or trying to escape something invisible. Driven by both curiosity and fear, they decided to go back to the same spot. But this time the scene was even more terrifying. They found the woman lying on the ground, crying loudly, in what looked like complete emotional collapse. No one else was around, and the road was completely empty. Realizing she might be in real danger and needed urgent help, they called emergency services immediately. An ambulance arrived within minutes and took her to the hospital. The next day, the young men returned to the same spot. They found the woman's traces still visible on the ground, as if what happened the night before hadn't just been a nightmare. Police later identified the woman. Her name was May, a Chinese student living in Wisconsin, who had been missing for 2 days. To this day, the reason behind her strange behavior remains unexplained. Investigators believe she was suffering from a severe psychological episode, since she couldn't remember anything that happened, including how she ended up in that forest or why she was wandering there alone. Do you find this terrifying? Wait until you see what's coming. In 2021, a man went on a camping trip but chose a very strange spot to pitch his tent near an old, abandoned cemetery, far from any homes or main roads. Despite warnings from others, he insisted on spending the night there. After midnight, he was filming himself preparing dinner at the campsite. Everything was quiet at first, but suddenly the camera captured something disturbing, a shape moving among the trees in the dark, slowly, as if watching him from a distance. The camper didn't notice it at first, but moments later began hearing rustling sounds coming from among the trees. Every time he turned to look, he found nothing, but the sounds kept getting closer and closer. Right after that, the camera captured a strange figure standing in the darkness, staring directly at the camper without moving. It wasn't clear who it was or what it wanted, but just seeing it in that isolated place was enough to trigger sheer terror. Overwhelmed with fear, the camper quickly gathered his things and fled the area immediately. It was clear this figure wanted to scare him and force him to leave, and that's exactly what happened. From the start, choosing that spot to camp was a huge risk that could have ended far worse. A girl named Rachel was home alone one night. Everything was quiet and seemed completely normal, so she decided to film a short video and send it to a friend, not noticing anything unusual while filming. Just a few minutes after she sent the video, her phone suddenly rang. It was her friend calling, clearly terrified, telling her she'd spotted something horrifying in the video, something Rachel herself had never noticed. At first, when Rachel was filming herself, the curtain behind her looked completely normal, nothing suspicious at all. But moments later, as the camera panned during filming, something very strange appeared in the reflection on the TV screen. There was a huge black figure standing silently right behind Rachel, directly in front of the curtain, as if it had been watching her the entire time without her sensing its presence at all. When the image was zoomed in and enhanced, that figure appeared human-shaped but was completely black, with no facial features at all. It wasn't possible to make out eyes or any other details. It stood motionless for several seconds, which made the scene even more terrifying, before it slowly began to move and then mysteriously vanished from the TV's reflection. After Rachel rewatched the video herself, she was overwhelmed with fear, especially since she was certain she'd been alone in the house the entire time. She hadn't heard a single sound or sensed anyone standing behind her while filming. To this day, there's no clear explanation for what appeared in that reflection, which is what made this clip one of the most debated and terrifying ones among everyone who's seen it. We've reached the end of the video. Now tell me in the comments, which clip was the most terrifying and mysterious for you? Do you think these scenes are real, or do they have other explanations? If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to support us by liking, subscribing to the channel, and turning on notifications so you don't miss any new videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in a future video with more strange and scared stories and scenes.